Hey guys, it is Andy. It is May 16th, and today I want to give an update on my bikini bodybuilding journey. I think I'm going to do this as a little bit of a series. Every so often just check in with you guys, let you know how everything is going, let you know about my program. Nothing specifics, guys, only because I feel like when people are asking to give specifics, it's because they want to mimic what you do. And as we know that like a program is very much tailored to you as an individual. And the second thing is when people ask you, what are you doing specifically? It's because they want to compare. And we all know about comparison. So we're not going to do that. But I do want to check in and let you guys know how it's going, what's going on, and any sort of updates on shows and things like that. And, this morning I took my check-in pictures and let's get into it. So right now I'm clocking in at 151 pounds. I have lost a total of -0 pounds. I've lost nothing. You guys have lost nothing. However, in my measurements, I typically check my waist and my hips, and I have gone down in size around those areas. So this has played a big role in my mental health because it feels really hard to do everything that you're supposed to do, check all the boxes, especially when it's hard. I've had 2 birthdays that I've had to bring my own food to, not partaking in snacks, or cake or ice cream or, you guys know my stance on taking tuna to the trip with me. Like I'm eating tuna and beef jerky in my bathroom at 3:00 in the morning. Like, I'm doing everything that it takes on my program, and to not see that scale number go down is frustrating. And it's not like, I don't want it to come off as a complaint like that. Oh, this stuff is so hard and I don't want to do it. That's not it at all. It's that you feel like you're doing everything right. Why am I not seeing results? And that is only more information. Like there's just more information, more things to be understood about my body and the way it works. And, not every single weight loss time is going to be the same as the last time. Like maybe now I just need to be less calories. Maybe like there's a lot that's going on. So I feel like that right now, but because my measurements are going down, I know that things are happening to my body. I know that there's recomposition happening in my body. So I'm not necessarily worried about the number, but it is taking a toll on my brain. Like, so we're just going to be real with it. Like, I know the body is changing, but that number, I put a lot of thought into it. It's very much important to me that number goes down, because somehow it's like, if the number is going down, then I'm validated in everything that I'm doing that's really hard. I hope that makes sense. Again, it's not a complaint. It's just, you put things in, you expect to get things out. And when it doesn't happen, it's like, what's going on? So that happened. And then I take a look at my pictures. I put the comparison pictures together and I'm like, oh, yeah, my body's changing. Yep, that's what's happening. Everything is changing. The way I look is significantly different than what I looked like 2 months ago. So yeah, I weigh the same, but I look very different. And again, there are many ways in which we measure progress, and that's why we take pictures. That's why we measure. That's why we weigh. That's why we look at our clothes. That's why so many of these things, like, actually, I was thinking yesterday, I put on these gray jeans that I haven't worn in a while. And I put them on and the waist is like loose, but I'm like, oh, that's crazy. But the thighs are like really tight. I'm like, what is going on here? Around the butt, it's really tight, but around the waist, it's kind of loose. I'm like, oh, okay, that's kind of neat. I hadn't worn them in a while. And like the fact that the clothes are fitting me differently now. They're snug in places that I want them to be snug, not just around the tummy area, right? So these are things that are very much part of like the entire picture. Like pun intended, right? And then the other thing is my performance at the gym. You know, I'm lifting really heavy. I'm sore. Like I'm tired. Like I'm putting my body through a lot. And the fact is that like I can perform all these wonderful things at the gym. And like every time I go to the gym, I'm just a little bit stronger. I'm just a little bit tougher. So, you know, on the performance side of things, things are great. On the body shape, things are great. On the scale, bleh, not so great, but it's a part of an entire picture. And, you know, I preach this to my clients because I know what that feels like, to feel like, oh, like, why am I not seeing results? But that's because there are so many other wins that you have to take into consideration. And for me, the other wins is, you know, being able to go to birthday parties and bring my food and everyone just being so supportive. Like, you know, that was a shift that I had in my family. And that's a win, you know, like everybody's like, yes, you know, or, you know, when you're preparing, like we're supportive and oh, your food looks great. Like nobody is putting me down. Nobody ever put me down like in my family, but you know, there was all the questions about why are you doing that? Like you can't have this. Like, why don't you just have a little bit more? Like, you know, there was always that, but it was never like, you know, putting me down. But now everybody just accepts that Andy brings her cooler, Andy has her food, Andy's doing what Andy does. And so that's another win. So it's a bigger picture. So these past couple of months have been amazing. You know, I'm with a new coach and it's just been an exercise in trying to learn more about my body and how it responds to different stimulus because I'm training differently than I ever have. And right now, what am I at? Okay, so I told you guys I'm at 151 pounds. My waist is 28 and a quarter inches. My hips are 38 and a quarter inches. And I'm going to the gym basically 7 days a week because I have to hit 15,000 steps a day. I'm doing 20 minutes of cardio 5 days a week. And I've got a 5-day split right now. So I've got 3 glute and hamstring days and 2 shoulder days. One of the shoulder days is also a back day. So that's basically the overview of what I'm doing right now. And my macros, I'm like around, I don't know. I don't know my macros right now because honestly, I just eat what they tell me to eat. And I'm like, yeah, I've never really broken it down, but I'm somewhere in between like 1,700 calories, depending on what's going on with the food. But yeah, so there's that. And so that's going to be it for me. That's my bikini update. We still don't have a show in sight. And that's because I feel like, you know, we're working on bringing something different than I've ever brought before. So we're building muscle and trying to lose weight. And that's really hard to do, as you guys can see. And for right now, yeah, we've targeted about 9 months and that was 2 months ago, but we haven't budged. So we're still 9 months out, I guess. And so let's see if that's 9 months from today. What is it? May, June, July, August, September, October, November, December, January, February. We're looking at February, maybe March, maybe, if we really kicked it into high gear right now. So there's that. But okay, so that's my update for now. So I guess my update is, we're still plugging away here. We're still doing what we got to do. We're still figuring stuff out. As I mentioned in my last podcast, there's always tweaks that need to be made in the program and in how I execute. And, once we get a good synergy, $1 million word right there. Once we get a good synergy in terms of the program and me executing, things are going to take off from there. So I am very optimistic. I'm feeling great, feeling very energetic. My sleep is good. And yeah, that's it for me, guys. Love you guys. Oh, go to my Instagram if you want to see my pictures for the update. Okay, bye.